Up guys, thought I'd go ahead and talk about some of the worst possible legendary pieces of gear you can get in the game, because, naturally, people make mistakes, and I thought I'd start off with some of them that I've made over the years. So, you might be thinking, what would those be? Well, Ancient Hat's one of them. Okay, Ancient Hat's a mistake. You invest into that hat, just regret every second that you did. Not a hat you want to have long term. It's the worst legendary, one of the worst. As far as mythic pieces, if you mythic that thing and astrolate it, I feel sorry for you, because it was a waste of time. Alright, next thing is anything in the Frostwing set that isn't the Frostwing sword. If you've done that, you've made mistakes. Obviously, if you're getting the Frostwing breath, I'm assuming you're doing it for the gold production, but for anything else, that's a mistake. Gryphon, it's kind of the same thing, you know, it's like, unless you are getting it for the actual bonuses, it's pretty much useless. Big mistake a lot of people make is get the Winter Parka and the Winter Stompers. You've done that, you've messed up, okay? You need the mitts, don't bother with anything else. With a Jade Worm set, same problem, same thing. If you got the Coronet, great. If you got the Worm Rod, okay, I'll let you live for now. The rest of you, if you've gotten seals and lanterns, you've done it wrong. You don't do that, that's bad. Very bad. Okay, Terror Shield, Terror Lash, and Terror Vial. We'll let you live. If you got the Terror Blade, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but no. Okay, for Gargantua, get Gargantuan Belt, Cudgel, and Fear Drum. Okay, fine. You can do that. But if you're going to get the Cudgel, hear me out, if you don't have to. Okay, because there is a better calf piece, and it's in the newer set. It's within Gorilla, and it's his axe. If you can get that, get that. The Cudgel is a waste of time these days. If you've gotten the Bloodstained Help, I hope to God you were a free-to-play player, because if you got that and mythiced it, you're doing something horribly wrong. Okay? Mega Maggot. Alright, Blight Rings. The only thing that anyone cares about. Everything else in this is garbage. Nobody does fake trapping anymore, which we call it wall trapping. I call it fake trapping because it's not even trapping. It's really just defending with a wall. That's it. And IGG's rendered this completely useless within the last 3 years. They don't even give a shit. Because, like some games, like Game of War, for example, the game's gotten to a point where, as they continue to add updates, they rendered the fucking wall useless. So, I hate to break it to anybody that planned on getting the Mega Maggot pieces, but it's garbage. Helldrider said, if you got the Skull Crusher, great. If you got the Burning Scroll, I'll let you live. If you're free to play and got the Deceiver, fine. But if you're somebody that got the Dark Aegis, the Armor of Abyss, or the Deceiver, or the Burning Scroll, and you're trying to use it this day and age, and you still have a straight face and you can say to yourself, yes, this is the best piece, you are horribly wrong. It's not the good pieces. The only thing you want in this entire set is the Skull Crusher. Everything else is garbage. So if you made mythic pieces, you've made a mistake. Alright, Grim Reaper, same deal, man. If you got the Codex, fine, we'll let you live. If you've got the Harbinger Death, any of these other pieces at Mythic, you're doing it wrong. Okay, Nostros, we'll let you live. We'll let that slide. Saberfang, we'll let you live. That's a travel speed set. I'll let any of that slide. Blackwing, okay, now this is where I would say the Dragon's Fist, the Dragon's Iris, and the Dragon's Talent. We'll let that slide on any of those three. But I question the Iris. I will look at you sideways if you start using this piece. Because the moment I see it, I go, questions. Many questions. If I see the Dragon's Bite, I just want to slap you across the head. Don't do that, okay? Don't be that person. Don't make a mythic piece of that. Okay? Firewall Plate, acceptable. Malicious Saw, very questionable. Viral Switchblade, extremely questionable. Secret Totem, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to beat you in the head. Corrupted Boots, you better be free to play and starting out. If not, I'm going to slap you in the head. Queen Bee, Bumblehelm, only piece that you need. If you got Nectar, Hardened Carapace, and Honeycomb Chaps. Okay, the first two, those were mistakes. The Honeycomb Chaps, questionable, you better be free to play and you were just starting out. If you got it Mythic, I don't know what's wrong with you. Bon Appetit, Ambrosial, the only piece in this entire set you really should have put any time in. You might have gotten the Visage, fine, I'll let you live, but everything else, if Mythic, questionable, very questionable. I don't know what you were thinking when you did it. Big mistake. Only thing you need a Mythic piece here is the Ambrosial. Okay? Tidal Titan. Storm Tassets. Probably the only piece in this entire set that you care about. Everything else, you got it Mythic, you done messed up. Hunter set, okay, we'll let you slide. That's a given. Voodoo, same thing. Hardrock, same thing. Steam, same thing. Hootclaw, okay? I can see you getting the Lunar Boomerang and the Breastplate. You got the steps in the hood to Mythic. I'm looking at you sideways and want to slap you in the head. I don't know what you're thinking. Cottage Roar. Cane and the Eerie Lantern are the only two pieces in this entire set that I care about. Steps of Reckoning and the Spooky Coat, I don't understand why anybody would ever touch with a 5-foot pole. The Gorilla set, Eon Axes and Rowdy Resolve, the Breastly Waist Guard and the Brass Armor, don't even bother. But if you did grab those pieces, yes, you have made a mistake. Necrosis is, more or less the same deal. If you got the Spirit Axe and the Book of the Dead, I'll let you live. If you got the Devourer Helm and the Skeleton Armor, I have questions for you, and I'm wondering what in the hell were you thinking. The Arctic Flipper, Blizzard Pants, and the Polar Ring are the only two pieces in this entire operational set that make any sense. The Orca Mask and the Arctic Net, okay, fine. Those two pieces are still very poor choices. Spirit and anything in the Serpent Gladiator set is all a poor choice, okay? If you get the Serpent Helm, I question your line of thinking. I'm thinking very long and hard over what exactly do you plan on doing here. If you're trying to do a 2-type set, why didn't you just go down champ? Why did you go down this path? Makes no sense to me. Okay, it's a serious backhand, and it's not making any sense to me. Anybody that gets a champ piece here, the only time where you ever get backhanded in my book is if you thought, for any reason, that you should totally have the armet or the visor as opposed to getting the champ helm if you're going mixed. If you got the visor or the armet, I seriously question why you would want to do that, because you're losing a lot of percentage in terms of HP here, but at the same time you're getting 35 in another, so I'd better see a pretty good reason, otherwise I very much question what you're thinking. The same thing can be said for offense. It's just a question of what exactly are you thinking and what are you choosing here. If all else fails, I really don't know what else I can do. But that's event equipment, okay? Now, when we're just talking general items, okay, what is the worst, absolute worst, okay? The Chieftain Headdress, the Skull King's Legacy, is arguably maybe the worst piece in the entire game, okay? This thing doesn't have but 1.4%, and at gray, it has 0.15% infantry attack. If you've got that piece, I swear you're doing everything wrong. If you go into the torso pieces, yes, there is an equivalent item of garbage. We call it the ceremonial toga. It's terrible. Okay? If you go to the bottom, again, every single set that doesn't have an event item has a piece of garbage gear. Okay? The Marsh Treaders are the garbage gear for legs. Your Main Hound, okay? As far as garbage pieces go, the Reaper's Axe is not that bad, but it's still pretty bad. But it's also for level 1s. But it's actually criminal that you can make a mythic piece of this. I don't understand under what circumstances anybody in their right mind would do this. If you do this, I've lost all faith in this game. I don't understand what is wrong with what is wrong with you people. The Fiendish Fang, same thing. I don't know why you would make a mythic piece of that. I really don't. And the final and only last piece is the eye patch. Okay? Between the eye patch and I would say maybe even the amber ring, and there's a couple of other pieces in here, but as far as offense go, poor decision making gets you there, okay? But those are the worst legendary and mythic pieces in the game. So if you're one of those people and you've made those mistakes, clean up your act. I'm watching you.